Hello children, I'm back with another presentation to teach you the last lesson of Unit 8 in English Comprehension book. Today our lesson is Lucy Looks into a Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. This is in page number 50. It's an extract taken from The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe book. Take out your English Comprehension book and a pencil and let's get ready for the lesson. Objective of the story: how settings create atmosphere. Before starting the lesson, let me tell you a bit about this amazing book. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe is a fantasy novel for children by C.S. Lewis, published by Jeffrey Bless in 1950. It is the first published and best known of 7 novels in the Chronicles of Narnia. Most of the novel is set in Narnia, a land of talking animals and mythical creatures that is ruled by the evil White Witch. In the frame story, 4 English children are relocated to a large all-country house following a wartime evacuation. The youngest, Lucy, visits Narnia 3 times via the magic of a wardrobe in a spare room. Lucy's 3 siblings are with her on her 3rd visit to Narnia. In Narnia, the siblings seem fit to fulfill an old prophecy and find themselves adventuring to save Narnia and their own lives. The lion Aslan gives his life to save one of the children. He later rises from dead, vanquishes the White Witch, and crowns the children kings and queens of Narnia. Let me tell you how you are going to do this lesson. You are going to read along with me, then underline the difficult words. Later, you are going to listen to the explanation, then write down the meanings of the difficult words, and finally we are going to complete the activities. Let's begin. Lucy looks into a wardrobe. I have highlighted the difficult words in yellow color. You can underline them while we are reading, and I will give you the meanings while I'm explaining. Let's start. Lucy and her brothers and sister are playing hide and seek. Lucy decides to hide in an old wardrobe. Say the word wardrobe. And she discovers something very unusual. Wardrobe means a cupboard that we are using to store our clothes. Or in other words, we can say it's an almirah. Now, Lucy has brothers and she got a sister. They were playing hide and seek. And where is Lucy hiding? Inside a cupboard or a wardrobe. And she finds something very unusual, which is not normal. Let's see what that is. This must be a simply enormous wardrobe. Say the word enormous. It means very big, thought Lucy, going still further in and pushing the soft folds of the coats aside to make room for her. Then she noticed that there was something crunching under her feet. Crunching means a sound when something is broken or when something is crushed. I wonder, is that more mothballs? Now, mothballs are small white balls which are made of chemicals that we are using to put inside the clothes to get a fragrant or to pesticide. She thought, stooping down to feel it with her hand. Stooping means she bent down. She was bending down. But instead of feeling the hard, smooth wood of the floor of the wardrobe, she felt something soft and powdery and extremely cold. This is very queer. This means very strange or complicated or confused, she said, and went on a step or 2 further. Now she is going inside a cupboard to hide. So First of all, she is feeling the fur coats and the clothes are hanging inside it. But the more she walks inside the wardrobe, she is starting to feel something is crunching under her feet. She is bending down to see if that is the wood of the wardrobe, but no. That is something very soft and powdery, and it was very cold. She felt so strange, and she is walking more inside the wardrobe to see what this is. Let's see what happens next. Next moment, she found that what she was rubbing against her face and hands was no longer soft fur, but something hard and rough and even prickly. Prickly means like points. "Why, it is just like branches of tree!" exclaimed Lucy. And then she saw that there was a light ahead of her, not a few inches away where the back of the wardrobe ought to have been, but a long way off. Something cold and soft was falling on her. A moment later, she found that she was standing in the middle of a wood at night time with snow under her feet and snowflakes falling through the air. Now you know that she entered a wardrobe or a cupboard, but she has come into a place which she is so confused. She doesn't know what this place is. How did it look like? She felt like she was rubbing her face and hands against branches of a tree. And she can see a light in front of her. She is trying to look back to see if the wardrobe and the room is there. She can see it from a bit far away, but now she is seeing a wood. Wood means a forest. It is so cold, and she is something feeling so soft under her feet. What is that? She is standing on snow, and the snowflakes are falling through the air. Now it seems like she has come to a strange place through the wardrobe. Lucy felt a little frightened, but she felt very inquisitive. Say that word again, inquisitive. And excited as well. Now she is in the wardrobe and she is a bit scared. And she is inquisitive, which means questionable. She is questioning herself. How come a forest is there inside our cupboard? She is questioning. And she is excited as well. Let's read. She looked back over her shoulder, and there between the dark tree trunks she could still see the open doorway of the wardrobe and even catch a glimpse of the empty room. Glimpse means a quick look, from which she had set out. She had of course left the door open, for she knew that it is a very silly thing to shut oneself into a wardrobe. It seemed to be still daylight, still the afternoon time. There, I can always get back if anything goes wrong, thought Lucy. Now she is feeling frightened. She is questioning herself about the place that she has come into, but she is excited as well. She is quickly looking back to see if she can see the wardrobe and her room. And she still can see it from far away. Why is that? Because when she entered the wardrobe, she did not close the door because she thought that it would be a silly thing to close the cupboard's door when she is doing hide and seek. Maybe if she gets stuck, nobody would know. That's why she kept the door open like that and came. And she can see outside the wardrobe is still having daylight, which means it still looks like the afternoon. but in the place that she is standing is so dark. So when she saw the room, she thought, I can always get back if anything goes wrong. So she is expecting something dangerous or something strange would happen. But she is thinking, I can go back because the door is still open. Now, what do you think Lucy would do? Will she run back to her house or will she walk forward? What would you do if it's you? Let's see what she's doing. She began to walk forward. Crunch, crunch over the snow and through the wood towards the other light. In about 10 minutes, she reached it and found it was a lamp post. Now, lamp posts are the posts or the lanterns that are alongside the road. The public places, even in the road you can see, there are lamp posts. Right. As she stood looking at it, wondering why there was a lamp post in the middle of a wood, and wondering what to do next, she heard a pitter-patter of feet coming towards her. And soon after that, a very strange person stepped out from among the trees into the light of the lamp post. Now, before we read, when she walked, she saw a light. Now, without going back, she is starting to walk forward into the forest by making a sound crunch, crunch when she is walking in the snow. And she is coming nearer this light. What was it? It was a lamp post, a lantern. She is wondering, why is there a lamp post, a lantern inside a forest? Why should it be there? When she is thinking like this, she can hear somebody is walking near her, pitter-patter of feet coming near her. She turns to see, and suddenly she sees a strange person is coming near the lamp post. Let's see why this person is strange to her. He was only a little taller than Lucy herself, and he carried over his head an umbrella white with snow. From the waist upwards, he was like a man, but his legs were shaped like a goat's. The hair on them was glossy black, and instead of feet, he had goat's hooves. His upper body looked like a man, but his lower body looked like a goat. He got the feet of a goat. This is why he looks like a stranger. Now that is the end of our story, and I'm sure that this is an exciting one. As we have come to the end of this amazing story, I'm going to give you the meanings of the difficult words we found. Wardrobe, a large, tall cupboard used to put clothes. Enormous, very big. Crunch, the sound that makes when something is crushed or broken. Mothballs, chemical balls used for clothes, to pesticide, and for fragrance. Stooping, bending. Queer, strange. Prickly, pointed outgrowth in plant. Inquisitive, curious. Glimpse, see briefly. Lamppost, street light or lantern. Hooves, the horny foot part of animals. Now I have added some pictures of the wardrobe, prickles, mothballs, and hooves. All right, children. Now let's move to page number 51 to complete the activities. Understanding the text. Read the first question. Why did Lucy go into the wardrobe? Why did she go into this cupboard? Because she was playing hide and seek with her siblings. Siblings means with her brother and sister. She wanted to hide in it. She went into the wardrobe to hide in it. Second question. At first, she felt fur coats. What did she feel next? As soon as she went in, she felt the clothes. But later, she started to feel something else. What was that? Yes, she felt something hard and rough and prickly. What were they? The tree branches. Very good. Third question. Where did Lucy find herself? Where has she finally gone into? She found herself in a wood at night time with snow under her feet. Good job. Fourth question. What was the light she saw? She saw a light. What was that light? It was a lamp post. Fifth question. What was unusual about the strange person? What was unusual? From the waist upwards, he was like a man, but his legs were shaped like goats. Very good. Let's move to the next question. Looking at language, explain the meanings of the words. Now, they have given you the difficult words. You need to write down the meanings. I'm not going to give you answers because now you already know the meanings of these words. You can do this activity alone. Let's move to the next question. Find the nouns in the story. They have given you some adjectives. You have to find and write from the story the nouns which are used with these adjectives. A. Hard, smooth. For which noun have they used hard and smooth? For the wood. Next one. Powdery and extremely cold. They use these adjectives for the noun snow. Good job. Hard and rough and even prickly. These three adjectives were used to describe the branches of trees. Well done. Last one. Dark. They have used the adjective dark to describe tree trunks. Good job. We are moving to the last part of our activities, exploring the story. Read the 8th question. What are two settings in the extract? Now, in the beginning of our unit, I have told you a setting is a place that is used in a story. So, in this lesson, we have found two settings. What is the first one? Lucy is going into a wardrobe, and then finally she is ending up in a forest or a wood. So these are the two settings of this story. Question number 9. We are told Lucy feels inquisitive and excited. That Lucy felt so curious and she felt excited. Explain why you think she feels like this. I think because she could not understand what was happening, but at the same time she was interested in what happened. What is your answer? You can write your own if you want. 10th question. How does Lucy think she can get back if anything goes wrong? How do you think she is thinking if anything goes wrong, she is going to go back to her house? Because she kept the door open of the wardrobe, she thought she could go back when she wanted. 11th question. How do you think Lucy felt when she saw the strange person? I think she felt frightened first, but later that she felt excited. What do you think? Next question. What do you think Lucy said to the strange person? I think she asked him who he was. What do you think she asked from him? Next one. What do you think the strange person said to Lucy? I think the strange person asked from Lucy what she was doing in that forest. Let's move to the next question. What kind of person is Lucy? As I see, Lucy seems to be a brave girl. If she was not brave enough, she would never go into that forest. She would run back to her room. All right, my dear students, as we have come to the end of this presentation, I thought of asking you a question. How did the setting create atmosphere in this story? What type of a feeling or a mood you got when you were reading this? Now you know that we had two settings in the story. One, the magical wardrobe, and then the second one, the snowy wood, which Lucy entered at the end. So with these two settings, what type of a mood or a feeling you got? We felt so curious, nervous, excited. Sometimes we got scared. Sometimes it was so interesting to know what was happening. Yes, these are the moods or the feelings we got when we were reading. So that is how the setting created the atmosphere in the story. I hope you enjoyed it, and for sure, this is an amazing, interesting story. All right, children, it's time to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and you learned the objective very well. Let me remind you again the objective of this unit: how setting is creating atmosphere. Hope you all enjoyed learning this lesson. Now complete all the activities. Bye, children.